All right. Well, good afternoon. This is my fourth installment now of the Lexington Learns series, and Kathy Fields of Crafty Yankee, as you can see, is my guest today. So, Kathy, how are you?
Today I'm great because we've just learned that we're going to be able to hopefully reopen on Monday.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, they've decided they're going to let the retail stores give it a try, and we have not our full marching instructions, but a fair amount of them.
And is that going to be appointment based or a certain number of people allowed in or?
Certain amount of people coming in.
Okay, wonderful. I'm so glad to hear it.
Be happy to tell you about it.
Breaking news. Thank you. Well, in fact, I was going to ask how you felt when all of this started, when you got the news that you were going to have to essentially shut down. How did that feel?
I think first we were in shock, and I kept getting up in the morning and feeling like I was in a surreal world. You know, we had just come through Christmas, which is always exciting and exhausting, and then January's quiet. Then my policy has always been to reload the store with lots of merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
So it had been piling in February. We do some Valentine's business, and piling in early March. And all of a sudden, March 16th, we were just shut down.
Mm-hmm.
My gals obviously couldn't come in the store anymore. They were all furloughed, including my manager. And we spent a lot of time talking on the phone and trying to strategize what was going to happen. And I truly did not believe that it was going to be 12 weeks. I thought, okay, you're watching the news, you're listening, you're digesting all this and figuring how you're going to handle it for a couple of weeks. But as the pandemic became totally obvious, I had to get into a whole new mode. And it was not something at this point in my career. I mean, I have been in retail since I was a pup, over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I never, ever could have dreamed up in any story that this is what was going to happen.
Right.
But I'm smiling today. I'm happy and I'm healthy. We've survived so far, and now we're going to go into the next mode.
Good. I mean, I know many, many people throughout Lexington are very happy that you're going to be reopening. You guys have been a staple for a very long time. And so it'll be good to have Crafty Yankee open again.
I agree.
So how did you have to change your customer service model in order to adapt, after the initial shock, because you did reopen in limited ways?
Exactly. The first thing I did was sort of like pull up my bootstraps and say, we're going to do something here. I have got to pay the rent. I have to pay the artists that have already shipped me all of this merchandise.
Right.
Mostly generous in giving me 30 days to pay them, but they needed the money as much as I did.
Right.
We've always had a website. And in the last 5 years, we converted it into a shopping online site called shopcraftyyankee.com. And it's been, very moderate. When I realized that this was going to be the vehicle that was going to get my business, I started staying up every night until midnight. And all day long, I'm photographing merchandise, uploading it onto the computer, describing it, weighing it, and getting it ready. We used Facebook. We used Instagram. But probably my biggest source of communication with our customers has been through Constant Contact.
Okay.
I had an email list of about 4,000 customers. And a couple times a month in the past, we would communicate with them. What was new, what the events were. This time, I realized I had to do this every week. And we had to give them a reason to realize we were still open and how could we service them. It worked. It just absolutely worked. Customers have been so appreciative. We've actually even taught some of them how to use their computer.
Oh, wow.
But we gave them the opportunity to use the website. We've always had free gift wrapping.
Mm-hmm.
So we first started out with $25 purchase and we would give them free shipping. We had to move it up to $75 because the actual shipping, the cheapest we could ship was $7.50. It was just really outrageous.
Right.
But we were doing local delivery, and we delivered to not only Lexington, but every single town that abutted.
Okay.
And it was fun. We talked to the customers on the phone, or we'd take the order, we'd pack it up, we'd handwrite the notes, we'd drive it to their house. I'd put it on the doorstop. I had my mask on, of course.
Right.
They'd ring their bell. I'd get back and sit in the car, and they'd open the door, and they'd wave, and they were just so happy. And sometimes we would get into conversation, how they're doing, how we're doing. The person that is the storefront, I shouldn't say storefront, the face of my store is my manager, Sandy Simon. And Sandy's been with me 15 years. She's amazing. And everybody wanted to immediately know, how is Sandy?
Oh.
So initially, Sandy wasn't working because she was furloughed with the rest of the gals. But I applied for the PPP, Payroll Protection Program money.
Right.
And we received that in the middle of April. So then Sandy could come back. And so Sandy and I have been in what we call our second quarantine home since the middle of April. And we're here every day, working as a duet.
That's wonderful.
It really has been fun. And I think probably the other bonus has been people, once they received gifts from us that were sent to them by someone else, they started calling and they started ordering gifts.
Yes.
And the people who ordered and had things brought to their house, they started calling and ordering more things. Because we were just beginning Easter, and then we were rolling into Mother's Day.
Yep.
And normally we have a lot of wedding showers and we have graduation. So people needed gifts. We took pictures. We were texting pictures. We took, did FaceTime with some customers. We did video of areas. We took pictures of entire fixtures. And then we would get on the phone and they'd say, yes, I like that on the third shelf, the fourth bowl on the right.
So that's personal shopping at a different level. I mean, that's very personal shopping.
But it was fun. And honestly, the customers got to know more about us. We got to know more about them. And we just kept forming and making our community even better. So I will definitely keep going with this as much as I can.
We have a comment in the chat that Carol DeLugie, our chairman of the board for the Lexington Chamber, said she bought the best iPhone stand from you because you sent photos of the different options. She's very happy with it.
Yeah, she spotted that on the website, and it's called a rock dock, and it's made in Maine.
I saw that.
And it's got a granite base and a rock on the top, and it's got the little portal. And I believe she was going to put it next to her bedside so that she would always be able to have the phone there instead of having it laying on the floor.
Well, right. And I know you know, but I'm going to let everyone else know. I bought, my sister got married over Zoom a few weeks ago. She and her new husband had to kind of work out how they were going to complete getting married when, courthouses are closed and so forth. They're in Texas. And, but I immediately went on to your website and found a lovely lacquered tray for them with an agate bottom to it, and just absolutely beautiful. And they received it, and my sister immediately texted and said she loved it. So you've made it very easy, I think, for all of us, who want to continue supporting you and continue buying the beautiful items you have, because that's one of the things that makes you so unique.
I agree. And I think part of what made customers extra appreciative is that we were able to handwrite the notes that needed to go with it, not just pop a little typed card in there.
Right.
And we took pictures so that if we were sending it to someone else, they could see what the wrapped picture looked like. And they really knew that it went. And we tried to fulfill orders literally sometimes within hours, but never longer than 24 hours. So really my other location of being outside the store, I was going to UPS and the post office. And I easily learned that you just put on your mask I put on a pair of gloves, opened the door with my elbow, walked in, and because everything is pre-printed at the store through my Shopify website system, I
Right.
could just lay it on the counter, smiled, waved my hand, and out I went. So I felt safe even doing that.
Right. Right. Well, thank goodness that you were able to do that. And, I know I'm appreciative of it. Carol's appreciative of it. My sister's appreciative of it, that you did take the time to do things like that for us.
One of the other really nice kindnesses that I would say came from the customers. Many of them are in here usually every week. Not necessarily always buying something, although we have a huge selection of greeting cards. And so they come in, they go all the way to the back, they'll buy the cards, and they'll come and chat with us. Some of them bring us candy, but they started buying gift cards. And they knew that we had a cash flow issue. We had to pay the rent and all the other expenses other buildings have, plus we had to pay the artists. So hundreds and hundreds of dollars of gift cards were purchased, and these folks will use them when they come back in.
Right.
And that was just such a huge kindness to us. So we appreciate
Well,
it.
I think that's been one of the biggest challenges for any business throughout this, is that, the expenses don't go away even as the income does. And even with something like PPP, which you mentioned, that's not, it's designed to cover payroll. It's not designed to cover your rent and the inventory that you're receiving and the light bill, the Wi-Fi bill, the shipping fees.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And you can see, we went ahead and spent the money to put the flowers outside the store.
It's beautiful.
But to me, people are going to be walking around the town, and I wanted our storefront to still be the same welcoming place that it was.
See, I think that you're a great example of thinking through all these details, because, but not only the fact that you found a way to be open, but that you wanted the store to look open, even though people couldn't come in. As you said, they still have that feeling of being connected to you just walking by, because the store looks like it should.
There's even signs in the windows that say in big letters, "Call us, personal shopping, open 10 to 2 for your phone calls."
Right.
And then we changed the message on the phone so that anybody called, we were able to explain everything that we could do, because not everyone gets on Facebook or
Right.
Instagram or even on our website. And we just needed as many ways as we could to let people know that we're here to help them.
Right. Well, when you make it easier for the customer, then you're literally making their life easier, not only by the product or, solving the issue of having to send a gift, but you're making their life easier because you're making it very easy to buy that gift.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, the other part of the gift was it gave us something to do. I was busy. I have not had vacation.
Yeah.
I've been busy every single day from 8 in the morning until 7, 8, 9 at night. And I'm anxious to get some vacation time this summer so I can read a couple of books.
No, and it's very important, because a lot of people have too much time on their hands right now. And so being busy and busy, not just to be busy, you're busy with meaningful work that's actually sustaining your business so you can get through this period.
Yeah. We're coming through it. I see the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, yeah, I'm thrilled that there's light at the end of the tunnel for you. So when you're reopening, which, as we said, might be as soon as next week, how will the store look different? Like, what will the shopping experience, how will that change from what it used to be?
Honestly, the store is not going to look much different. We have purchased a really great acrylic screen that we're going to set on the desk. It's called a sneeze guard. I don't think people are going to be sneezing much, but the store is a long, narrow store. So really, to move fixtures doesn't really help the situation. We have a sign on the door that Carol DeLugie created, which is awesome, that is very friendly, and it has a cute face with a mask on it, and it requests that people come in with a mask.
Right.
As soon as they walk in, I expect to have a greeter, and we have hand sanitizer there.
Okay.
We're going to just say to them, would you mind using some hand sanitizer so that we both feel safe and comfortable here?
Right.
And we have sanitizer stations in several places of the store. I really should have brought a bottle so that I could show you, but there's got these cute cobalt blue colored bottles, and it says,
Oh.
we've got this here, use it. Got a little sass to it.
Okay.
Anyway,
everybody. Are you selling those by any chance?
Pardon?
Are you selling those by any chance?
Yes, of course we are. Yes, of
course.
Oh,
good. Okay.
We put this here, so use it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Anyway, we'll have masks on. We're allowed to have 8 customers per 1,000 square feet.
Okay.
And we have 1,600 square feet.
Oh, wow.
So we're planning on having 2 associates on the floor, maybe 3 if we need them, and 8 to 10 customers.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't think people are going to come running out and come running in. I think when they come in, if they see 6 or 7 customers, they may want to wait.
Sure.
We have 2 really lovely benches outside in our courtyard. It's one of the nice assets that our storefront has.
Right.
People can wait. We are going to offer gloves. Our store is pretty much of a high touch store.
Yes.
And if people are buying earrings or a gift for someone else, we can hold it up to them. We can show them its features and benefits, but in many cases, they're going to want to touch it.
Yeah.
So we're comfortable that everything in the store is clean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're having a little, you froze for just a second, but I think we're getting you back. Oh, that's frozen again. Can you hear me, Kathy? Or did we lose this connection? I'm going to stop the recording and we'll see if we can get Kathy back. Okay, so I think we're back after a little blip. Sorry about that. But Kathy, you were saying that with merchandise like earrings and so forth, you can show it to them, but people are ultimately going to want to handle it themselves. And you're confident that the merchandise is clean. That's part of what you guys have been doing to get ready.
This is true, but we also want the people to feel comfortable personally.
Yes.
We've got boxes of gloves. So they're like one-use gloves, and we'll offer anybody who would like to put gloves on that they can wear them, they can touch things, and then when they leave, they can take them off and can toss them out. If people purchase something and return it, we're going to hold it off the floor for probably 48 hours, sort of depending on what it is. If it's something with a hard surface, we have gallons of both sanitizer and disinfectant to keep the place spotless clean.
Right.
But I just want people to know that we're as concerned about our health as we are theirs.
Right.
And I think in our conversation with them, our tenderness in the situation, I really feel everybody will be comfortable.
Good. Well, it sounds like you've taken every possible precaution. And that's for all businesses right now. Reopening is a gamble. It's, are people going to come back? And it's reassuring, because I heard the same thing from Joel Berman this morning. It's reassuring that people have continued shopping, even though you weren't physically open. So certainly those who feel comfortable are going to come back into the store. And those who don't, are you going to continue the curbside and local delivery and so forth?
Yes, absolutely. We found out it's really very easy for us. And most people are certainly willing to wait a day for something. So if we've had the conversation, we have it wrapped. And Lexington is a very easy place for us to drive. So either first thing in the morning on the way to work or on the way home, we can drop packages off.
Okay.
And the other towns, not too far away, we'd like to try to continue, being able to do that as well.
That's good.
Curbside pickup's really easy. Yeah, the curbside pickup's been the easiest for people because they really want it. So they'll just pull up, they'll call us. Sometimes they'll get out and knock on the door. But whatever anyone wants, we can listen to their needs and we can handle it.
Well, that's one of the keys to any good business is listening to your customers and matching what they want to see from you. I think that's one of the things that you do really, really well.
I mean, we certainly have anxiety about the summer. Normally, we have a very large tourism business.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very excited that the visitor center is going to get open sometime, I believe, mid to the end of June. And the local people will be excited to go see it. But I don't know how many people are going to be traveling around to other places. And this is the unknown. Right. And it also sort of segues into our concern on just exactly what are we going to buy. We know what we have in the store now. We know what people have been buying. Things to, spruce up their home. Things for comfort. But we've sold so much soap and hand cream. I think they have enough of that. Lots of chocolate and tea. I think they have enough of that.
Right.
What is it that people are going to want to come in and purchase from us?
Yeah. Well, I would think things that they couldn't use before and now they can't, outdoor things and celebratory things, social things, picnic baskets or whatever.
Right. I agree. So honestly, when they come in, we're going to start talking to people and just, say, hey, what would you like us to have? What do you think you might be looking for? Or even in the fall.
Right.
So we're definitely treading into unknown territory. All of the wonderful statistics, information I have from the past, 30 years are just, not really going to be too relevant.
It's not aligned anymore. Yeah.
That's a good word. I like that. Things are not aligned.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the future?
I'd say I'm cautiously optimistic. I think we are a society that is social, and I believe people are going to want to patronize the places that they feel are safe for their social needs. I do feel the malls and the big venues are going to have a harder time luring people back.
Definitely.
So I'm sure they're working on their own, creative methods. I'd sure like to have a big parking lot that I could set up a drive-in movie theater because that's, I think, something people are going to want.
Yeah, I've heard that some people are doing that.
Yes. I feel like the local businesses in Lexington that are service-oriented and that have had the same customers for years, they will be our nucleus. And we just have to support them as much as we can, and they'll support us.
Yeah. And I mean,
sorry,
we at the chamber, no, I was just going to say, we at the chamber want to support you, not just you, but those local businesses, like you said, that are the core, and the businesses, anything that we can do to support people feeling more comfortable, people coming back out to shop, we want to do that.
I agree.
Because I've had conversations with members who are genuinely very worried that they won't be able to reopen. And certainly I can't guarantee them that people will come back, but I try to reassure them, talk with them about getting creative like you have, getting creative in how they deliver their service or their business.
And I think that we've got such a tight-knit community here where the businesses, most of us know each other, we know the managers, and we want to help each other. So I've had people give me some suggestions that I hadn't thought of, and I always love to help give them suggestions. So it's working. It's just going to be baby steps.
Right.
And we're going to all come through this. We really are. I'm confident.
I'm very pleased at that confidence. And I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me. Sorry for the little glitch in the middle, but what I learned from it, actually, see, you learn even from mistakes like that. What I learned is that the recording actually just pauses. So this will still be one continuous recording. I just had to hit pause, and then when we got you back, I hit play again or record again, and so we still will have one half-hour segment all together.
I'm not worried about being on network news, so just happy that I've had the chance for the conversation. Thanks, Erin. Thanks.
Thank you, Kathy.